the presentation, my work. I hope you see my screen.
Yes, Simone,
Yes.
good.
Okay. So inside this session, I will talk about the use of digestate liquid fraction in microirrigation system. So as you know, the water for agriculture is starting to be not so available as in the last few years. Also in the north in Italy, where these kind of problems there aren't in the last few years, and at the same time, we have a lot of wastewater available that is coming from the biogas power plant. So, even this situation, the use of this kind of resource, of this wastewater, is still not studied, and the use is not well developed. It is still an untapped biomass, mainly because it can cause several problems when used in microirrigation due to the logging of the system or rising of cloggings inside the pipes. So we decided to study in our experimental farm the use of this kind of wastewater that is coming from a biogas power plant placed very close to the experimental farm, and to treat this kind of water by a hydrocyclone filtration system, and then to pipe it in the in irrigation system. You can see in the scheme that we gather the wastewater, then we filter it, we place in the irrigation tank, and we had 3 irrigation pipes lines where we place flagons below it to gather the liquid irrigated. So as I said before, the liquid came from the biogas power plant here in the experimental farm, and then we pumped it. And you can see in the picture on the right that we take the liquid, and then we use the hydrocyclone filter to filter it and to remove the bigger part of the liquid, and then to use it for irrigation. Then we had 4 treatments: the control using only water, and then 3 filtrate dilution at 10%, 25%, and 50% of filtrate in fresh water. And then during the irrigation, we take samples of the liquid to control the dry matter content, pH, the turbidity, and then the total liquid irrigated. Each irrigation cycle lasted 8 hours, and we took sample every hour. All the system were managed using Arduino software and hardware, so there is a low-cost system to have sensors and to automate your experimental design. Each line was 1 meter long with 3 drippers, and we've used these flagons that were weighted every hours, and then the 3 flagons of each dripper line were mixed to take a sample for the calculation of moisture content and dry matter. And so going to the results, we have seen, so you can see on the right the Arduino system used to control the weather condition of the experiment, and then to calculate turbidity that you can see on the liter screen in the plastic. And so talking about the results, we are seeing that talking about the liquid irrigated, there is no big difference among treatments, even if the treatment dilution of 50% of wastewater showed a less liquid emitted per hour. And also this treatment have the higher level of pH that was really close to 8.5. while the water has a pH below the 8 and the other treatments a little higher than 8. And also for the turbidity, the level of the water was 786, while the dilution of 50% has the lower level. It means a high turbidity because there is no transmission of the sensor. And while so it shows a trend among the control to the more diluted, so the more concentrated treatment. And also about dry matter, the higher concentration was in the treatment that is the highest part of wastewater, and no differences we found about temperature of the liquid. So to going to the conclusion, we have seen that the irrigation with a concentration of 10 and 25% dilution did not affect the performance of the systems, nor the traits of the liquid fraction in terms of pH and dry matter content. While using a 50% of dilution, we starting seeing a difference in terms of pH, turbidity, and dry matter content. So it means that using this kind of dilution, you might show and have problems in clogging and irrigation with this kind of liquid. And in particular, it is using the tree dilution consisted in an increase of 1.9% and 3.5% of liquid release, but using the 50% dilution consisted in minus 5% of liquid emitted. But this experiment, it was a first approach. It was not an agronomic study, but only a engineering study of the system, a technical study. Showed that it's possible to use this kind of wastewater even at more concentrated percentage respect to what is actually done in agriculture, and it could be a very useful technique to use this kind of wastewater, mainly in some parts of Europe where a lot of biogas power plants are placed. So thank you.